Whoa, I think that's an earthquake. Holy sunset swim time. Wow. They say Cyprus is the new Dubai. They're definitely not lying about the traffic. And these are some insane views. Alright YouTube, what is new? I'm in Cyprus. I've been here for about 2 weeks. Gonna be here for another 2 weeks. I'm basically spending a full month here just to scope it out as maybe a long-term base. I've been on the hunt for somewhere I can settle fully for quite some time now, kind of for that next stage of life, right? I've done a lot of travel the last few years. I've basically been in a perpetual state of being in a country for a month, then another country, then another country, never really spending more than probably 4 months a year in any one place. And so it's time to finally have that one place that I call home. Cyprus has a lot of good things to offer from what I'm seeing so far. This month is purely a test. I'm not jumping in the deep end right away. Just going to see how things are and see if it's a place that I really think I could actually call home. What's also new is I'm growing a little bit of a beard here. I've literally never tried to grow a beard in my entire life. I've probably let my facial hair grow for like 2 or 3 days, maybe 4 days before, maybe 5 days at a push, but this is the first time I've let it go for a few weeks. I'm actually going to the barber today because I don't really know what to do with this. I've just let it grow. Had my girlfriend kind of trim the edges a little bit and that was it. So I'm gonna go to a barber, get him to like properly, I don't know, line it up and give me some tips on what I need to do. And in this video, you're gonna see a little bit about Cyprus, what we're up to here, how I'm finding it, and of course, a little bit of business as well. Alrighty, we're in the fancy rental, as you can see, Toyota Lamborghini right here, on the way to the gym. And yeah, we're going to a gym that we have, I think we've been there 3 times already. They do day passes for €10, so not too bad. It's a proper bodybuilding gym, but very busy, lots of guys, very, I would say masculine energy in there for sure. But yeah, gonna go do a little workout. Been doing a mix of a couple of gym sessions, outdoor workouts, and then a couple of runs as well. So nothing crazy, but getting a good taste of what we can do in Cyprus fitness-wise, which is, of course, very important. Now look at this, that's Cypriot right there, local. Boom. Dragon fruit for those of you that may be a little less educated. We've gotten very excited because we've got a second one and it's white. Look at that. So here we have the Cypriot breakfast that's been happening pretty much every day. We've got eggs, cucumbers, tomato, sourdough bread, some olives. I've been loving the olives, and of course didn't get Cypriot butter, you know, had to get Kerrygold, keep the Irish roots going strong.
Oh, missing halloumi.
Missing the halloumi. It's the only thing we're missing. Alright guys, little look at the weekly wins. Alright, so we've just wrapped up October, so I've just prepped my email here to send it out. I always send a test to myself first and then I send it out to our email list from there. Let's run through them. Like October was an incredible month, right? Now, I do these wins pretty much every week, so this is just from like the last week, okay? Not for the entirety of October. But let's look. So Gabriella got her 5th client for $500 a month. Now she's in university in Ireland full time. So, you know, 5 clients, they're all in and around probably $300 to $500 a month each. You can do the math on that. It's probably an extra $2K a month while she's in university. So really, really good. But I want you to read this message right here. She said, I used to look at the win group at everybody smashing it and question whether I would ever get to this point. Genuinely doesn't feel real. I want to stress that because when you're starting anything new, you're going to see loads of people like Gabriella get results and win quickly. And naturally your brain will start to say that they're different, they're unique, they're special, and that you can't do this. That's probably what she felt, right? Seeing other people win. And now she's literally one of those people sending in the wins, all right? So just sort of a little reminder when you're starting this to keep level-headed and give it time, all right? Kira got 4 new clients in the last 10 days. Absolutely incredible. If you look at the dates, so the 24th of October, 28th, and then today, which is 4th of November. So a total of over 4K a month in new deals in 10 days. Absolutely wild. Really great to see. Adam, he runs a food business full-time, and then he does social media marketing on the side. He got 7.5K a month in October alone. That's just for social media marketing. That's not including his food business. Nicole brought in an extra few deals, so 1.8K just the other day. Awesome to see. Felicia, she only joined us on October 9th. So 3 weeks within the program, she got her first client, 500 a month. Awesome to see. Obviously, not everybody gets their first client that quickly, right? Well, this is just to show you what is possible if you join, take action, and really put the head down right away. Danny got a new client for 800 a month. He's got 3 clients now alongside his 9 to 5. Sam, he had a 4.4K day and also hits 4K followers on his business Instagram page. So there you go. Wins are cranking. Things are looking good. November should be even better. Hey, Jamie, how are you, man? Doing all good, man? How are you getting on? Nice, man. How are you finding everything so far with the program? Yeah, no problem, man. And we also have the group coaching call that'll kick off in about 20 minutes from now. So if there's anything we don't get into, we can pick it up there as well. All right, man. Well, this right here, right? So sounding more confident when you're pitching your services. I think, man, and this might help, it's a bit of a kind of mental reframe, right? So when I started, I'm naturally introverted. So the idea of pitching and selling to businesses was very daunting, because it was like, I'm not the natural extroverted salesperson that's just going to be able to rant at them about how good this thing is. That's not me. So I had to kind of go with a bit of a different approach, man, of just really listening and understanding what it is they want. So before I even think about, pitching or explaining what I do, I just got to ask and listen. I got to get clear on what have they tried for social media? Why didn't that work? Why haven't they tried anything else? What's the kind of plan that they have? Just as many of these kind of more open-ended questions that I can ask them, just to get them to give me as much info as possible. And I know it sounds very simple, man, but when you do that enough and you've spent a good maybe 20 minutes doing that, you'd be surprised at how much then you're like, wow, I can really see gaps in what they've done. I can really see gaps in how they're even thinking about this thing. I could probably explain what I do now very easily because I'm just going to reword it in the words that they said. So, if they're saying we're not doing social media that much right now because we don't have time and we don't know how to do it, well then when I'm pitching my services, that's mainly what I'm going to focus on. Is exactly, man. We're not sending a rocket to Mars, man. All we got to do is do something that saves them time, makes it easy for them, but also has a good chance of getting results by maybe modeling what their competitors are doing. All right, buddy. How we doing, boys? So many cats. Whoa, the tunes. Sunset swim time. Let's go.
We're going for a swim. Bye-bye.
Here it is. This is the port, the harbour area of Paphos. So park the car. We'll go swim just over here. Doesn't really pick it up on the camera, but look at that sunset. So nice. That swim is done. Look at that. Unbelievable. Also, guys, I just booked in a ski trip. It's actually an event that my friend Paul is going to be hosting. I'm looking at the details here. Sounds pretty good. I've never gone skiing or snowboarding in my life. It's always been that thing that I've said, hey, I'll do one day. And I've never got around to doing it. I always put it off. And I think part of putting it off is I'm naturally a beach person, right? Ocean swims, scuba diving, all of that stuff, hot weather. Thoughts of skiing, freezing cold, I don't particularly like the idea, but I've said I would do it, so we're going to do it. So it's a ski trip, but a mastermind at the same time. So sounds pretty good, an excuse to go on a business trip, but also get a bit of enjoyment out of it as well. A couple of my friends will be going as well. I know Paul, he's the guy organising it, and his brother Jack. So should be a fun time. Maybe we'll vlog that as well. What's got me very excited is it looks like a bougie place they've booked for the accommodation. The ski pass, all of that stuff is going to be sorted. The accommodation, the mastermind event itself, and there's a private chef, gym, sauna, spa, all of that good stuff. So sounds damn good to me. I think the reality is, like, this is why I've hosted events myself, right? It's because you get to bring people together that have probably all very different skill sets in slightly different areas. And like naturally you just leave something like that knowing more than when you arrived. Like that's just the reality. There's no way that you spend 3 or 4 days with a bunch of people at a very high level and you don't come away with it with at least one insight, right? You don't come away from that with at least one insight, okay? It mightn't be a specific tactic, it mightn't be a specific strategy, it could be literally a conversation about how somebody manages their investments or a certain client acquisition strategy they have, right? It can be something very small that might seem insignificant, but if you implement that correctly as it's meant to be done, like that could make you thousands extra, maybe tens of thousands, maybe 100k plus, who knows? For example, Jordan, who's going to be at this event, like I've taken little nuggets from him over the years because we're good friends, and I've made a lot of money from those nuggets, right? And they're just little things that he's given to me in passing conversation, and I've implemented them and I've made money. So we are now in a spa. I'm trying to keep my voice down because it's very, very quiet. So 2 of the boys, Jordan and James, actually booked this for me for my birthday. So thank you boys, appreciate it. It's a super nice place. Just had a little dip in the pool, gonna hit the sauna, and then we have a little treatment in a while, so should be good. You know it's gonna be a good sauna when you have the ice. Love it. Get a little bit of this, put it on your chest. Happy days. Alright, spa and treatment done, and oh my god, you can probably see from my face. Very tired, very relaxed, but 10 out of 10. Unbelievable. Alright, it's goodbye Paphos. Now to go check out of this Airbnb and go to Limassol. Alrighty, let's do this. Alright, so we're at our new Airbnb in Limassol, and my god, coming up to this place looks like it's completely run down. The buildings are very rough. Inside is beautiful, I'll show you here. But yeah, this reminds me of a lot of places I've stayed at in Bulgaria. Beautiful on the inside, like super modern Airbnb vibes on the outside. Doesn't look like the building is gonna last. Alright, let's speed tour the Airbnb. So, kitchen, pretty old style, so that's interesting. Not used to that. Little toilet, super old. I'd say this apartment block was built a long time ago. A bedroom, standard. Nothing too fancy.
Oh, there's another bathroom. It says water.
Yeah. Another bedroom. Whoa, the decoration. That was like something from the 50s, isn't it? And then, okay, yeah, this is old. It's old. Like they've made it nice, but it's old. Okay. 3rd bedroom and an office. Alright, well that's a good little work spot. So that's good. And here's the main. Pretty nice. Chill out area. Voila. So now we are in Limassol, out strolling around, taking a look at the marina at the moment. Very nice so far. Not sure if it's as nice as Paphos. It's more polished here, but I like a bit of rough and ready, you know? The big boy yachts. I guess the fancier part of the harbour. So here you can probably see there's like these villas on the water. Now it's not on the beach, but it's on the marina front. But I think the other side of this then there's going to be a beach. So very Dubai vibes, you know, kind of like the Palm where you have villas, houses on the water. Pretty unique. I don't know if you can see the water sprinklers, but it reminds me of that one time when my dad changed my nappy and I peed in his face. Whee!
How do you still remember that?
He always tells me. It's burned in my memory. Now that is nice, isn't it? Oh, with a bit of grass as well. That's like, you don't see that often, do you? Grass, beach, all in one. Wow. So here you can see this is the beach for the villas, right? It looks pristine, super clean. And then just over here, if you look at the beach, way different. Like way darker sand, like cans and rubbish everywhere. Quite a difference. Right, so we've just had a little coffee stop, little juice stop. So we're debating the views, because here you have a sea view, but you've got like these big ships, right? Like cargo ships, which I don't think looks the best, to be honest. And then here, for the view, you've got kind of Dubai vibes, right? Of like these skyscrapers in the background. But again, is that what you want? So many, yeah?
You're full of bits.
Look at you. Wow. Cuties. Alrighty, quick update. We're in Limassol and we are out by the beach. And so far, wasn't impressed with the initial beach area in Limassol, because it's like main road and then a tiny little beach. Like enough for, 5 people. But it goes very like long distance, right? So nice for walking, but then you're walking by the beach, but you're walking by the cars. So you're not really getting that, that peaceful and that kind of tranquility that you want. But this area is way nicer. Way nicer. I don't know, part of me does, part of me doesn't. Like seeing it there, I'm like, oh, it is kind of cool, the contrast. Nice, yeah. Good. And then there's somebody watching, so you probably feel pretty safe, yeah. So as you can see, lovely place to walk, and ocean, and no big road. Just apartments, few hotels, that kind of thing. We also get to test how strict the parking is here. We parked right by the beach, and there was this little machine, to pay for your parking. It was working, but it looked like it'd been there for about 30 years and not once updated, so we did not pay for parking. We were parking illegally, so hopefully we don't get clamped. Let's see. Look at that. Loving it. And look, your little house over there. Look, a little cat house. Now, there you go. This one home, are we? Oh, it's too cute. I'm not even a cat man, neither are you.
I'm definitely not a cat man.
So, we were just discussing, where would we live, right? So the first decision, of course, is the area. Is that Limassol? Is that Paphos? Is it somewhere else? The second question then is the type of place. So apartment, house, how many bedrooms, all of that. But the problem is, I own 2 properties, okay, which is great, but it means that I'm used to a pretty high standard. And here, like, these are bigger cities, it's naturally just more expensive here. So, for what we have, that kind of same standard of living, gonna have to spend a heck of a lot more money, but we shall see. So for example, we spend some time a year in the villa, which is 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, sea view, right? So as you can imagine, you get used to that very quickly. And then I have a house in Ireland, which is 3 bedroom, doesn't have a sea view. It's very different, of course. It's a house in Ireland, right? It's not in a sunny country, but still, you're used to a lot of space. So if we're gonna move here, you obviously don't want to downgrade. Need something that you feel creative in, inspiring, maybe sea view, plenty of space. So that's the next decision. Kind of reminds me a bit of Benidorm, you know that?
Yeah.
When you're on Calpe, the mountain, looking down, and it's just...
I'd say it's even more there, even more skyscraper.
Then you got the mountains, like mountains for days. And then we come back, and you got ocean for days. And the skyline. Like at night time, that would be a sick view. Alright guys, so little update. It is Monday. I'm getting back into work, and this weekend was a bit of a write-off. I don't know, I think I got sick. Like I wasn't getting sick physically, but I was completely run down. Yesterday I slept until like 10 a.m, went for a walk, then slept for another 2 hours, watched 2 movies, did no work whatsoever, and then slept for about 12 hours. And yesterday I ate probably like 500 calories in food. So something was very off. I'm just getting back on track. I'm still really tired. Like I could sleep for a whole other day. So I think just my body is feeling run down. So that's the brutal reality. This does happen when you're traveling quite a lot, moving from place to place. You've got you know, there's this thing, right? When you move from place to place, so for example, we moved from Paphos to Limassol, there's a lot of new things you've got to figure out. And these might not seem like big things, but when you do it all the time, it does build up. So like you move to a new area, you've got to figure out food. Where do we get food, groceries, all of that stuff? What's our daily routine like? You're in a new Airbnb. So for example, this one we're in here, it's a much older building, really nice on the inside. But the problem with that is we can hear toilets being flushed. We can hear the elevator. So at like 6 a.m. in the morning, we'll hear all of that happen, like for hours constantly. So there's all these little things that you just, you know, can't predict. First world problems, but they are problems because when you're used to a very, you know, set routine, like reading before bed, going to bed at a decent early time, getting good 8 hours of sleep, waking up, you know, when that gets disrupted, naturally you get disrupted, okay? How you feel, how you operate, your energy, all of that gets disrupted, okay? I wanted to put this in as an update because I think a lot of you, if you've seen my stuff for a while or you follow other people online, you think that the idea of just making money online, traveling all the time is great, like all sunshine, you know, no clouds and it's never a bad day. The reality is, of course, everybody has problems, right? So there's times where we're traveling and I'm like, damn, I'd love to just be in one place. And that's why we're here. That's why we're in Cyprus. This is why we want to find a base and be somewhere long term, you know, and not really feel the need to kind of be in a country for a few months and then go somewhere else and then go somewhere else. Again, I know I'm in a very privileged position. I own 2 properties. We could theoretically settle at any point, but I want to make sure that where we're settling is a place that has all the things we want. Good weather, good community, good lifestyle, good taxes, good business environment. This, so far, Cyprus should seem like it, and it's looking very promising so far. But yeah, that's why we're doing this. Reminds me, I went to Mexico last year. We did a 1-month trip to go and spend a few weeks with a family that I stayed with years and years ago, back when, before I was doing any of this, and I was volunteering in Mexico. I stayed with them for 2 months, spoke Spanish every day with them. They really brought me in as one of the family members. I created such a great connection with them. I would regard them as my second family. No disrespect to my first family, my blood family, but they're absolutely legends of people. And so we went back last year, and during that trip, it was pretty rough. We arrived after, you know, a really long flight because we went from Europe, and once we arrived, all was good. Okay sleep the first night. We got in very late. And then the next day we moved to an Airbnb. So again, we're like settling into that whole setup, and we had some food, and the next day things weren't good. Food poisoning. We were dead for days on end, couldn't do anything, could barely hold any food in, couldn't eat for days, like, horrific after you've just done such a long trip. And that, for example, was a real strong moment of like, wow, sometimes travel is rough. It's great 9 times out of 10. You get to meet amazing people, see amazing new places, but there's just that one time out of maybe 10 times that you travel where something goes wrong, and it does put it in perspective. It makes you very grateful for just the basics of having one solid place you can be long term, a solid routine, and just to be healthy and to be happy, right? These are the things we take for granted all the time. So anyway, that's the update. Again, it's a Monday, so today I've got a few calls, coaching call later on inside the community, and just getting into work, getting things cracking again. After a slow weekend like this, I always feel like there's this sense of pressure of like, oh, I need to get back and go 100%. But if in this case, as I was like very run down and my body definitely still needs rest, I got to take it handy. And that's something I've kind of lent into more the older I've gotten. And I think the more money I've made, I've kind of allowed myself a bit more peace with that of, hey, if I'm feeling off, okay, I still do what needs to be done, right? Like I'm not going to cancel a bunch of calls and things like that. But if I have to take a few hours extra to rest, recover, I'm going to do it. Let's do some background stuff. Alright guys, Tuesday morning, just did a quick workout, nothing crazy. Again, was sick. Well, not sick, but completely run down for the weekend, right? So one thing I always do is when I get back into flow is I don't go hitting really hard workouts. So this was a really light one. Like I did 6 sets. That was it. That's it. Nothing too crazy. Some pull-ups, some push-ups, just a bit of volume on both of those, and that's it. See how the body feels tomorrow, and then we go from there. In fact, tomorrow I'm actually going to be meeting with, it's a guy who's a connection of a friend of mine, so I don't know him personally, but he's out here in Cyprus. He's Irish. He's Irish. He runs a business as well. So that'll be nice, get to meet him. Now, the reason I'm doing an update is because my Instagram page just got suspended. This happened to me in the summer a few months back, and it was actually so stressful, genuinely. Like, I was really stressed for a full week trying to get it sorted, get it back. Long story short, I got it back eventually. It took a whole week and talking with some kind of insider people, which is a very interesting thing to do. So when I received the message this morning that it's been suspended again, of course, for like 5 minutes, I'm like, oh man, stressing, panicked, annoyed. But then I'm like, okay, this has happened before. This is nothing new. I just got to go and follow the steps that I took last time. And it is what it is. It's just part of doing business. For some reason, my account seems to get taken down quite a bit. Last time, what happened, which I think is absolutely nuts, is the page got taken down. I couldn't see the reason why. And when I got back into the page a week later, I was able to see in like the activity where it shows you who likes your stuff and who comments, that there was a system update on that same day that a post of mine was taken down, right? Was flagged for frauds and scams, right? And it was just a post talking about, I'm pretty sure it was just a post talking about like salaries in Ireland, like something very generic. And later that day, it said the system realized that that was a fault. They didn't mean to take it down. They reinstated the post, but my account had already been taken down. So they took it down on a false basis, took the account down, then realized later that same day, oh, that was an issue. We weren't meant to do that. They go and reinstate the post, but my account is still banned. Like, make that make sense. So the account is still fully banned, and I spoke to countless support reps through Meta support that were like, nothing we can do, the account's gone, it clearly went against guidelines, nothing we can do. And they didn't know at the time that that post that was taken down was reinstated. That was only when I got back in the account so that I could see for myself that it was in fact reinstated. So it's actually crazy, because you can be running a business and that might be your main acquisition channel. That could be the main way you get new clients, and that can just be wiped like that. So in summer, I really learned this lesson, that it can happen again, and now it has happened. So in a sense, I'm prepared for it, because I've put more effort into other channels, TikTok and YouTube. I've been putting a lot of effort in those. I've got a decent email list with what we do here as well. So there's a lot of people that would, be able to get emails from me daily, whether my Instagram is up and running or not. But it is a shame, because there's a lot of people that will be messaging me on Instagram that will now think that I've blocked them. That's something that really just doesn't sit well with me, because when you click on my profile, when it's suspended, it looks like I've blocked you, which I obviously haven't, right? But a lot of people won't know that, and they might have just followed the page, let's say a week ago, and they hadn't seen my YouTube and they hadn't seen the email list. So then they're left wondering, what the hell is this, and where is this guy gone? But hey, that's a part of business. So hopefully we get that back and we get it sorted ASAP. We'll see. All right, guys. So cold shower is done. We're showered and we're ready to get into some work now. I'm going to show you something. I think this is really interesting. So this is a coaching call I did last night, right? I'm going to show you just a little bit of it, because we record every call so I can actually watch it back later on. Obviously people in the program can watch it back as well. Like, I get a lot of questions from people asking, like, what do you actually do in your program? Like, how will you help me? And the way I try and explain it, it's as simple as this. Like, you can be on calls with me and you can text me anytime. So whatever problem you have, whether you're just starting and your problem is you don't know where to start, or you've been doing this for 2 years and you're like stuck at a certain level, you don't know how to scale, like, I'll be able to help you. Okay, like that as simple as that sounds. It's like, wherever you are, you let me know the problem, the thing you need help with, I'll try and help you out. For example, right, this is the call recording. You'll see we're about 4 minutes in, and here with Malachi, I'm reviewing a Trello board that he has. For those of you that are new, this is just like a project management system. So he's just managing each part of the content creation process for his clients. He has it in this format, so it's kind of very easy for him to know what he needs to do next. So I'm just like reviewing that with him, giving him feedback to see if it's on the right track. And then I'll give him notes. I always take notes on a document for everybody. You'll see that, so it's actually on the call right there. With this guy, Justice, he's quite new to the program. So with him, you'll see him just over there. What I'm helping him with is an introduction video for Upwork for his profile. Essentially just like what he needs to put in it, how he needs to record it, and all the things to include to give him the best shot at this. This guy, Mark, you'll see him there. I'm going through with him about a meeting that he has. So it's actually for today because this coaching call was last night. So just giving him tips on how he can best prepare for that call so that he has a better chance of closing the deal and, you know, making more money. With this guy, Sean, right here, this dude with the blue, he just signed his very first client for $700 a month. So I'm walking him through like step by step what he now needs to focus on, like what the process should look like. Same thing with Jessica. She just signed a client. This one is for 15 posts a month. So again, I'm kind of walking her through next steps and how to make sure that she really just kicks off with that client on the right foot. And something I'm super proud of with our program is that we have this wins log. So we use Telegram, which is this right here, for all of our communication with people. And it means that I can just keep all of the win messages in one place. So like Sean, where he messaged about that client, so $700 a month for 3 months, I can put that in. Kieran, Ethan, Riley, like we can keep all the wins here. It's super cool because then I can just take somebody's name, type it in the search bar up here, and then get a full breakdown of when they got the first client, next client, third client, etc., etc. On a side note, I know I actually get a ton of questions from mainly people who are in the program who are interested in like what my day-to-day looks like and how I approach health, fitness, all that stuff. So if some of you are interested, let me just walk you through. So in the morning, I typically don't eat. Okay, I'll wait a few hours. You can call this intermittent fasting. I just like it because I feel like I'm lighter and I can perform better and I've got more mental clarity. I've also been doing this for about 10 years, so I'm very used to it. I'll drink water and then I'll typically drink some water with electrolytes, not a huge amount. So I take like an electrolyte tablet. I actually use, I think it's called SIS, Sports in Science. It's more like for endurance, like running and things like that. I use half a tablet from one of their ones. Seems pretty nice. I find a lot of them are very heavy and taste very sugary, but this one's quite plain, so I like it. And that's pretty much it. Like I'll get some of my best work done in the morning time, just deep, focused. This morning, I thought we went out, got a walk, got a little workout in. So now I'm going to get some deep work done. I've got a call coming up in about 2 hours from now. Probably eat food a little bit before then. Then we're going to go for brunch. Then I've got another call in the evening, and with the Instagram account saga, I'll probably have a few messages to get back to and issues to try and fix there. And apart from that, I'll just be doing little bits of work throughout the day and then get to bed nice and early, read before bed, turn my phone off a good 30 minutes to an hour before bed ideally, read, get ready for a good sleep, and then do it all over again. It is very nice. Very pretty. You know you're at a good restaurant when you get the bread and the olive paste. That's what we want to see. And the olive oil, of course. That's the thing, yeah, like there's obviously the debate, is cholesterol good or bad?
There's good and bad cholesterol.
Yeah.
So like I suppose the source where it comes from is either good or bad.
Probably. Because there's HDL and LDL. I think LDL is the good. HDL is the bad. So I don't know where you would get them, like the specifics. And I think in a lot of foods, like if you take meat, there's some of both. You know what I mean? Like it's not just one or the other, but like there's a mix of the two. Alright, so we went with some ducks and some mashed potatoes, and then what we got here, some rice, meatballs, a little salad. Looks alright, yeah?
You know you do. You know, just at the end of the day, you're depending on yourself to be the breadwinner and to have that paycheck at the end of the week. So never forget that that's contributing, you know what I mean? Like all these things in life contribute to kind of, you know, to manifesting in whatever is in your body, love and that. So like just try and be kind to yourself and do the best that you can and rest up when you can as well, won't you?
I will indeed. I will indeed. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Words of wisdom.
Okay, love. Okay. Well, the sermon is over now.
Go on.
But it's not meant to be that at all. Listen, I'm telling you, there'll be an end to this, so you just mind yourself and make the best of the good days, love. All right?
I will indeed. I will indeed. Chat to you later, okay?
Love.
Lots of love.
Bye, love.
All right,
Bye,
see you in a bit.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Quick interruption call with the mother. She's actually staying in my villa at the moment, which is nice. So she and my dad, they're enjoying it. They were there for like a week, and then they've extended their trip because they're like, hey, why not? This is, we're here. I'm not in it at the time being, so perfect. So all is good there. But whoa, I think that's an earthquake. Holy shit, that's crazy. What the fuck? I don't know if that's getting picked up on camera, but there's glasses chiming. It's like the whole building just moved. I think that was just an earthquake. That was the weirdest thing ever. I think I experienced an earthquake before, but not to that extent. That was really weird. I don't know if that picked up on the camera, but the glasses over there were like, I thought they were gonna smash. Fuck, that was weird. This is an interesting insert into the video because I actually put this down to record because I'm going through Telegram right now. So every day I reply back to everybody in my program. One-on-one, they can message me. I send them voice notes, screen recording videos back to them, whatever they need help with. And sometimes we'll just have like group questions that I'll go through for everybody as well. So I do that every day. So I wanted to just record a clip here of me showing you that this is part of the day today. I do this once or twice a day, every single day. And then I had a call from my mother who is picking up some tablets for me. Long story short, I have a skin issue, technically an autoimmune disease, eczema, if you've ever heard of it. And it flared up massively in the last year. And I tried all natural approach. I did like 3-day water fasts, cleaned up my diet like immensely, like really extreme. I cut out all dairy, all eggs, all kind of trigger foods, gluten, things like that for a period of about 2 to 3 months, and really no difference. And so what I think is the case is that my immune system, and I did blood tests to verify all this, and I also did a stool test to verify this, my immune system is overactive. So for example, an indicator came back on one of the bloods. It was, I can't remember the exact name of it, so anybody who's a doctor listening to this, you're probably like, what's this guy faffing on about? But essentially an indicator that was meant to be, let's say, a range of, I think maybe 10 to 100, mine was 1,100, and it was for an inflammation marker within my body. And then my stool test confirmed that my gut skin axis, there's something off. Okay, so essentially there's either a problem within my gut, or it's an immune system response to something, whether that's stress, whether that's something else, I don't know. I do think part of it is probably the fact that, I don't think I'm very stressed, but I've been living this lifestyle for a very long time. So I would imagine I've built up a tolerance to like working a lot and traveling all the time, which I've mentioned in this vlog already. Like that all takes a toll on your body. And when you're working a lot and then traveling and you're constantly throwing your body out of sync and then trying to make up for, you had a full travel day, so you got to work a little bit extra the next day, that can have an impact, of course, on stress levels within the body. Probably my immune system and other things. So essentially there's medication I'm taking at the moment, which is an immunosuppressant, essentially just suppressing my immune system, and it's working fantastically. I don't think I have any video clips of what my skin looked like in summer, but it was really, really not good. I'll probably make another video on that, but I had a pretty miserable 2 months, really miserable. All the things I wanted to do, I couldn't really do, like working out. I couldn't really do. Swimming in the sea, something I've always loved, became just the most painful experience ever. So yeah, tough time. I won't go into it all in this video, maybe for another video. But anyway, let's get back to the point. I want to go and respond back to some messages here in Telegram, and I'll probably keep in a couple of clips, cut out any info that's personal to the person I'm speaking to, but if there's just general tips I'm giving, I'll include some snippets of it here so you get an insight into what that looks like. Hey Tom, hope all is well, man. Yeah, no worries on that. So I can see here, man, you tried to log in and you couldn't get into your account, so I'm just going to resend you the info to log back in with the right details, and you should be all set up from there. Just let me know, man, if the links work and if you have any questions after that. So that's just for Tom, old student. Just coming back to the program and needs to get links to log back in. So I'm just sending him over the links to get set back up. So Nice and easy check-in to start off. Hey, Uche, hope all is good with you, man. Yeah, great that you're going through the program. Any questions you have, just send them over to me here. And of course, you can use the community as well. And yes, man, my Instagram has been banned. I'm not too sure. Should be able to get it back soon. This happened in the summer as well. So I'm expecting it to be back within the next few days, hopefully. Hey, Aoife, also just with the review, sometimes they might email you asking for more information. So just let me know if they do. They're quite strict on the reviews that they allow to go through, which is good, of course, but it just means that there's cases where people leave a review and it doesn't get published, which is really, really annoying. So yeah, anything they send to you, just let me know and we'll check in soon, okay? And Gabby, that is so cool. Like that to me is a win, right? Like as much as we always market the wins of like somebody assigning a new client, what you just mentioned there is fucking sick. Fucking sick. Like, let's be real. That's what half of this game is about. Meeting people in the space that are doing this, that can just help you through, yeah, those hard times. So unreal. Great to see that you connected with her. Hey man, gonna answer this here for everybody. One thing I would first look at is getting B-roll footage from the client, okay? So in my case, I worked with a lot of fitness coaches and supplement companies. Very easy to get it from fitness coaches because if they just open their camera roll, they probably have lots of clips of like them eating, training, whatever. We can use that as B-roll. If you are working with a brand, like a faceless company, it's a lot more difficult. And that's where you might have to look to these providers. To be honest, I've never really just used one. For example, Unsplash, I know, is a very popular one. But I'm going to bump this message up to see if anybody else in the program has any recommendations for you. But again, I would always try and go with like real raw footage. That's the preferred. Anytime we're using, royalty-free content from another platform like Unsplash, there is a risk that the content might not be seen as original. And so that can affect how much or how many views you might get on Instagram, TikTok, and such. So just to be aware of that, man.
Just a quick question on intro videos. So I think I was on a call maybe 2 weeks ago. I still actually haven't recorded it yet, so it's not going to make any odds. But I was talking to you about my intro video on my upward profile, and I think it was more so around the guidelines of just like 60 seconds is enough. Now, I've just watched the Monday call for 6FA.
Alright guys, so I think I said in the previous video that I was going to meet up with a friend of a friend. Okay, so Jordan, my friend, this is his client, but also a friend of his, Alex, who's also from Ireland. So we're going to meet him and his girlfriend now. We're going to do a game of paddle, so that should be fun. As you saw in the previous clip, we experienced an earthquake here in Cyprus, so we're hoping that's it, and it's one and done, but maybe there's going to be more, who knows. And then we also got stuck in traffic on the way to paddle, nearly got the wing mirror taken off of the rental car by a cheeky guy. He looked like a local guy in a Fiat 500. He noticed he was going to hit the wing mirror and just goes, oops. Now, the traffic in Limassol is crazy, really, really crazy. So when they say Cyprus is the new Dubai, they're definitely not lying about the traffic. Dubai traffic is crazy, and Limassol is definitely, it's following suit in the Dubai traffic for sure. Alright guys, quick update. I am deep in work. Okay, today, Thursday, this is one of my busiest days. It's where I do a lot of coaching. I've got 3 hours of group coaching calls within our programs, which is coming up pretty soon. I have 2 calls today, which is just with people that are potentially looking at joining the program. So I'm just talking through and seeing if they're the right fit for this. And then I had 3 one-on-one calls, which are one-on-one calls with members of the program, which I had earlier on today. So today is an example of just one of those heavier days for me. Thursday is that day. There's a dog barking in the background that I really hope you cannot hear, but he is being very, very loud. So the day started the same. Okay, woke up, stretched, drank a bit of water, did a little bit of admin, and then we went for a quick walk. We got out, got some sunshine, got some steps, came home, cold shower, and then straight into work from there. Apart from that, we went out for another quick walk. Have 2 meals so far that have been consumed. I might have a little snack later on, and that is that. So this is just one of those days, one of the busy days where we're not really doing much. There's no workout happening today. There's no little trip happening. It is what it is. Can't remember if I put this in, but yesterday we went and played paddle. With a connection of a friend of mine, really great guy, him and his girlfriend. We did paddle, really nice time and really interesting. He's been in Cyprus for 4 months now. He's really enjoying it. He's in Paphos area. He tried pretty much all the areas and found that was the best for him. So interesting, because we're so far thinking that's the best area for us as well. But yeah, he's been here 4 months. He plans to only come here for 2 months of the year, because the tax scheme they have here, you don't have to be here for the whole year. You can be here for like 2 months of the year with a few other criteria. But yeah, he liked it so much that they're planning to stay. So that's always a good sign. Time to go back to work, get some coaching done, get some results for people. I'll see you in a bit. Hey guys, hope everything is good. Gonna jump right in. So I see Aoife, I've got you in first, so we can kick off right away. How are things? How's the week going?
Good. Yeah, pretty good. Obviously signed a client for, the 1,000 per month, which it was like a nice client too. It's kind of like a premium wellness. I'm already doing a similar kind of one. So I was pretty happy with that. Yeah. So like getting the 5, so it's the packages are 4 for 800, 5 for 1,000, 6 for 1,200. And then I've someone on 8 for 1,600.
That's so good, because that's like 85% margin, obviously before other things that you have to pay for, but like that's fantastic. Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, because I now have I have Katie doing planning if I need her to.
What I was going to say there, Aoife, is it's great. Like, it sounds like you're in a really good place in terms of the team, which, just to highlight that, because I think building a team, like, it's not the easiest thing in the world. It takes time to find the right people, train them up, make sure they're a good fit, then make sure that they stick around and they stick with you long term. So awesome to see that, like, you're in that right now. And I think the good thing is from here, from my experience anyway, especially on the agency side, when you build that team, that solid group, and then you start pushing volume, like you just naturally give them more work, which means you pay them more money, which means you now become probably their biggest client, their highest earning client. You put yourself in this like super, I guess, unique position, because the start for so many people in the agency journey is tough, because you've one freelancer who's working with you, but they're also working with 10 other people. And so you're never top priority. So content takes longer, revisions take longer, they're sloppier, etc., etc. You are probably getting to that point now where you're going to be top priority with a lot of these people you're working with. So things should, as long as they're happy to keep working with you, just get better and better on the team side. Okay, so 2-hour call just wrapped up. Cutting this one a bit tight. I've got 7 minutes before the next coaching call, which will run for about an hour. And this is one downside of being in Cyprus. It's pretty late. It's 8 p.m. already. So this call, I'll be done. Yeah, I should be done at about 9 p.m. Which, I'm not a super early riser, right? Like, I'm not a 5 a.m. riser, but I get up at 7 average. So for me to be like working from 7 all the way to 9, not back to back, right? Like, I take breaks and go to the gym and go outside for walks, and sometimes we're going off doing activities. But like, to just be kind of on for that amount of time, it's a long time. But it's only for these coaching days, and while I'm here in Cyprus, so gotta be done. So yeah, take a quick sip of water, toilet break, and back to some coaching. Let's go. So we're munching down. We got some sea bream, looks really nice. We got some calamari, and we had this village salad. Really nice. Olives, super fresh. Lots of olive oil. Bit of bread. Nice sea view in this place, but it's a super rainy day, so as you can see, it's a little bit dirty on the view there, but very nice, right by the seafront. We made a friend and we got him some food. Hey. Don't be jumping on this camera. It's not for eating. Oh, what a feast. And his friend is outside, look. Come in, buddy, get some food. Oh, yeah. Alright guys, we have made it to Protaris, or Protaris, who knows how you pronounce it. And we are staying in a very nice little apartment here, from essentially a connection to my family, a family member of a family member kind of thing, through marriage somehow. So yeah, very nice of her. She offered us to stay here for a few days. I think this is like a rental or Airbnb style property, and it's top. So you come in and immediately you're greeted with the sea view, which super nice. I'm used to having a sea view back with the villa, but this is beautiful. Super nice. Lovely little balcony area here as well. Little lounger, lovely stuff, and that wraps the whole way around into the bedroom. Lovely, like really nicely designed, super modern vibe. The common area, very nice. Ooh, fancy. Everything fancy. Solid. Bathroom, really nice. Voila, and the bedroom. So yeah, we're here for a couple of days, just really for the weekend. Nice to see this is the other side of the island. So yeah, let's see what we make of it. So as I said, it's a weekend, but we've got a little bit of work to do first. So we've just arrived, went to this fish restaurant on the way. I think I have some clips from that as well, which was really nice, but we're the only people there. Very quiet vibe. Very quiet vibe indeed. So we are just going to settle in. A couple of calls to do. I've got 2 calls, and that's kind of it really for the rest of the day. A little bit of admin. I'm going to go check into Telegram, reply back to some students as well. Cleared messages earlier, but I always like to check in a second time if I can. Tomorrow morning I have a coaching call, and that's kind of it. So yeah, hopefully we should have some good time to enjoy, explore, and see what this place is all about. Alright guys, good morning from sunny Cyprus. So we've been up a few hours. We've had breakfast, had a little trip to Lidl, gotten quite a nice bit of work done. So I replied back to all of the mentorship students. Again, that's something I do every day, at least once. So that's done. I've got a coaching call coming up here in about 30 minutes. So I've just made myself a green tea in this mug right here. I don't actually consume a lot of caffeine. Like a lot of people in the online business space, they're caffeined up, nicotined up all the time. Actually quite rare for me. Maybe a couple of times a week I'll have a green tea. Small amount of caffeine in that. If I have coffee, I am cooked. Something about me and coffee, we just don't blend well, because I absolutely love it. So it's such a shame. Like I fucking love the taste of coffee, the smell of it, everything. But as soon as I consume it, it's like it just doesn't agree with my body. So anyway, that is the plan. So that's my next item on the agenda is, coaching call. Get that done. It's a Saturday, by the way. I do a coaching call every Saturday morning from one of our programs, and it helps because there's a lot of people that are in a situation 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. This allows them to have that chance on the weekends to just start the morning off, coaching call with me, go through any problems they might have had, and make sure they're set up going into the next week as well. This is what we're working with. Lovely morning so far. Not super hot, to be honest, but it's about 20-ish degrees. As you can see, the view is fantastic. If I zoom in there, you're seeing a nice sea view. Loving the greenery here as well, right? Like that nice mix of, you got the sea, but you got the greenery, the nature. And this little spot, it's super quiet in this spot. Like really nice, calm, serene. After coming from Limassol, the busy city vibes, being here in a quieter area reminds me of, like these are the places I need to be. City is nice for a couple of days, get that buzz, but for living, not for me. Right guys, reporting from the beach. It's been a little bit of a busy morning, bit of work, and now we're chilling on Nissi Beach. Probably the clearest water I've ever seen, and I have been to a lot of places in Asia. This is fantastic. Like, it's not even clear, it's like, it's glass clear. It's like a crystal water. So that's us for a while, chilling here, posting up. Got a little nap in as well. Nice and relaxing.
Here he comes. We cheeky. How is that now?
Good. So good. Just floating on the back, chilling. Very good, very nice, you know. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien.
Bien, ¿todo bien?
Sí, el agua fue muy claro.
Sí, muy bien. ¿Y el sol? ¿Cómo es?
Muy rico.
Muy rico.
Caliente bien.
Pero no demasiado, ¿no?
Perfecto.
Perfecto. Now it's sushi time. Yes. Little midday snack. Oh. Good morning from Cyprus. Lovely sunny morning. We are off to Turtle Beach. We're hoping this is the right place anyway. We've noticed here Google Maps tends to just send you in kind of like a rough area. You know what I mean? It's not actually a direct way to the beach. Like, for example, there's just this random sign we've come up against here. Connos Bay to the beach. And it looks like a dirt trail. This could be it. Yeah. I guess we give it a go. Even yesterday we went to this, it was like this charity street food kind of festival thing. We got there in the end, but we nearly ended up going like 20 minutes the other direction. Just like two places with pretty much the exact same name. So if you didn't know like the name of the town, like for example this was a square we were going to. So if you didn't know the name of the town of that square, you could have easily just gone to the wrong one. So anyway, all is good. And also the parking here, I actually love it. You just park anywhere. Like literally everybody just parks absolutely anywhere. You'll pull up the traffic lights and there'll just be some guy with his van parked halfway up the curb. And I think at the start, coming from, you know, for me, Ireland and spending a lot of time in Europe, you're a bit like, this is weird. This is, you know, not the proper way of doing things, but they seem to make it work. So it all flows and functions well. Ooh, look at these. Damn, we got these beachfront villas now. They are solid. Super nice. Super nice, wow. Amazing views. Now these are some insane views. Holy, look at that. Insane. Like, it's actually, there's no dirt in that water. Like, that is just pure clarity. Right, these villas are crazy. These look like detached, maybe 4 or 5 bed. Then you got these little smaller ones in here, probably still 3 bed minimum. Then we got these which are semi-detached, again probably still 3 bed, and then whatever this thing is, this just looks like a bloody compound. Alrighty, well down we go. There's absolutely no one here apart from that guy taking photos up there, but no one in the water. Oh, that is just amazing. We're trying to determine how much those villas cost. Absolutely no idea. It's so hard to even imagine, because they're proper seafront, right? The villa I have is a sea view villa, not seafront, right? So it's probably back. There's probably 4 or 5 lines of like other houses and little apartments before the sea. And I paid about nearly $500,000 for that. And this right here is like a super touristy spot as well, like very popular. So I don't even know if I want to know the price on those ones. They forgot to tell us on Google Maps that it's, as you can see here, it says it's a nude beach. Oops. Wow. And then the villas. There they are.
It's like a promo video.
I know, yeah. Might get some commission.
Jurassic World.
Yeah. Next thing you know, there'll be a few Few of them dinosaurs coming after you. Without the danger, huh? Pretty cool, pretty cool. Sit in there, chill out for a bit. Post up. Nice. Get cooked in there, yeah. Like twig of cooked edges. Look at that. What do we got, so?
French toast, halloumi, eggs, apple, avocado.
Now, that's some good stuff, eh? That's some good stuff. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap the vlog up here. I am just doing some work, and for the rest of the week it's pretty much just work. I don't think we're going to be doing anything too exciting here in Cyprus, so I'm going to wrap it here. Hope you enjoyed. I'll try and do more vlogs like this, and who knows, the decision of will we move to Cyprus will be decided very soon. As of now, the plan is to go back home and then come back to Cyprus for 2 months. We're not trying to rush this decision. I'm liking everything about it, and it doesn't really seem like we're going to find anything that's going to hold us back from moving here. But I've learned this many times. I've tried Dubai and I've tried other places in the past where I've gone for a few weeks or a month, and it's just not enough time to really feel the place out. So we're going to come back in a couple of months and stay for 2 full months at that time, and then that will be the point at which we decide. And if you're watching, and if you've watched this far, if you have any interest in learning what I actually do, I help people start social media marketing businesses, whether they're working full-time and they want to do this on the side, or whether they want this to be their full-time thing. So if you want to learn a little bit more about that, you'll see a lot more content here on my channel, or you can click the links in the description to see how I can help you do that. Anyway, I hope this was enjoyable to watch. I know I'm going to enjoy watching this back in a few years. See you in the next one.